And here we have it, the spicy sambal pork balls in a miso soup with some sliced jicama with some spearmint leaves on top and a splash of sake. So the format's a little bit different on this video. I've already chopped everything up because I didn't think anyone would really enjoy watching me chop stuff up. Unless you're into that kind of thing. If so, message me privately. Anyway, I'll show you what it looked like before, and you can see what it looks like now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sambal. And you might ask, what's the sambal? It's basically a bunch of Asian stuff blended into a paste. But we'll get to that. So the pork and egg, I'm going to put to the side. And by the way, you can use anything. I'm using pork. You can use chicken, lamb, beef, some weird vegan mix if you want to. But we're not doing any of that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend all of my dry ingredients into the sambal. And as always, my description or recipe is in the description. Basically all we have here is we've got a bunch of Asian stuff. But if you look in the description, you'll see lemongrass, ginger, galangal, garlic, basil, mint, fish sauce, mirin. Actually, I didn't put mirin in this one. Lime juice. And a few other bits and bobs. Now this is a little bit difficult to blend because there's not really much liquid in it. So you have to keep kind of pushing it down. If we need to put some liquid in, I have some dasha, some of that Japanese stock I can put in. So I'm going to put a little bit of liquid in. Not too much because you don't want it to be too wet. Just wet enough. Excuse the voice, I think I'm catching something. And just be careful when you're sticking stuff into a blender, obviously. Also, don't be afraid to taste the sambal because it doesn't have any pork in it yet, so it's not going to kill you. Because you want to make sure it's got a good flavor before you continue making meatballs with it. And it can be quite difficult to blend because it's quite dry. So just add whatever liquid you've got that you want in it. It could be chicken stock, beef stock, fish stock, whatever works for you. It turns out this one needs a bit more salt. And I am going to add a bit of mirin, because why not? All right, we're going to call that blended enough. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this into the pork. So now I am going to put on these very, very, very tight gloves. These are an Asian medium. I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking the same thing. Take my watch off. And I'm not putting these gloves on for some weird sanitary reason. Like I've got scabs on my fingers or hairy fingers. I'm doing it mostly because there are chilies in this paste. because there are chilies in this paste. And I don't want things to be burning later. Fucking hell. Putting gloves on in a sweaty environment. All right, I just went through a lot to get those on. Okay, so I got my pork, I got my sambal, and I got an egg. That all goes in. And then I'm going to mix it really well. Okay, so once it's all mixed up really well, you can start making your meatballs. You want them about 2.5 centimeters diameter. It doesn't have to be that specific. And by the way, I'm making such a big batch because I'm going to freeze them. They probably won't stay round because the sambal is quite wet and the pork is actually quite wet. It's hot. So I'm giving you lots of excuses as to why I didn't do it right. Now you could be fancy and weigh out each one or use some measuring device to get perfect size balls. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, does it? Now I'm making these to go into a soup, like a miso soup, so they will actually cook as the soup boils. I could make a joke about balls here, but I won't. All right, now those go into the freezer immediately for at least a couple of hours, and then you can bag them up and store them long term.